What is up, guys? Jake here with the next Vainglory video, and as you can see, this one is a weapon power Skye video. Been playing quite a bit with UC and Braden, and decided to grab this one sort of at the last moment. We decided to go ahead and make the first pickup that we had, which was Cruel, a support Cruel, and let Braden jump onto that Scarf. So it's kind of a 3 damage dealing comp here, and they went with a kind of a strange one as well to pick up the Vox and the Ringo, which actually was not a bad pickup. That last pick of a Ringo. With what we had here. So, sort of well, I wouldn't say Vox and Ringo is just not completely strange, but not meta comps for sure on both teams. Getting out of the jungle, just doing our thing, getting farmed up here, getting ready for a fight early. I mean, we're not worried about a fight. We actually would like a fight early here. I feel like we got the advantage. And again, with this weapon power, Skye, I've played her quite a bit actually, and it's a different play style for sure, but I do like her. I played it very successfully in actually our tournament. Coming up here for the gank, get that target, and just come in with 4 barrage. He gets deleted. A couple of pokes there from Braden, and then actually Cruel finishes him off. But it's a totally different play style, and I played it a couple of times in our guild tournament, which was sort of the first I've played it, but it sort of clicked there. And you got to think about it this way. It's a ranged hero, and once you get that weapon power built up, and you can use those auto attacks from a distance, it is really, really powerful. You see here we're engaging again, just grabbing that target, putting the forward barrage on, and just using my B ability more or less as a reposition. Now here, complete mistake. Obviously, you see how low Vox is and how close he is to dying. That actually a minion right there saved him, and I just sort of saw red here, but there was no reason to chase him in there. Remember this, guys, and learn from my mistakes. Early game fights are all about taking each other's farm. Farm is everything. And if he is low health like that, to where I can just go into this jungle and I'm full health and take his farm, and if he wants to come fight me with no health, let him do it type thing, then that's what I should do. Pursuing that kill, me getting that kill is nothing compared to taking his farm for myself. Now, instead, I die, and he gets actually the chance to come back and take some of my front side. Now, we do collapse on him here and get the kill, and he doesn't get anything, but just remember that. If you're fighting, it should be over farm. If it's not over farm, you are literally have no reason to fight. If you have the advantage and you know you're going to win and they want to fight, okay, fine. But me pursuing that into the lane there, just a mistake, just a dumb mistake. So don't do that. Just get bought up, ready to fight again. Let's see here. They're actually waiting to see what they're going to do. We don't actually even know where they're at, but they're middle spawns. So I go ahead and grab that up in their front. So this is what you're after here. Get that done. I think I actually missed some of those because they come in. I just want to put the forward barrage on them. Catherine is a really good counter, in my opinion, to a Skye. You see Braden collapsing down here. And again, we're just chasing them, getting the damage on. This time, there's no minion to save him there. Ringo coming in, putting a lot of damage on me. But Cruel and Braden pursue, get that Catherine kill. And now, again, we're in a position where we can just take what we want. Unfortunately, they just cleared their jungle, and we got their fronts in mid. So could have probably gone to their backs there, but I was low health. I knew my entire jungle was up, and I thought time better spent actually grabbing my stuff. So that's what I do. Take it all out, and then I believe I call home. Actually, no, I don't. I want to grab the minion mine, and then I think I might call home here. Yeah, call home, get power, get health. I usually work towards a Sorrow Blade on my weapon power Skye. Don't worry about a tension bow or anything like that. I don't think that plays real well into her kit. Just get that straight damage, and then from there, I try to get into a monocle. Now, in this game, it didn't work out that way, and we'll talk more about that when I get there. But they so much damage coming from these two, high output heroes, and they have poke and everything. They forced me into a more defensive role. But just rotate down. Unfortunately, we rotated down, and I guess they knew it, and they were just in position and got Bray taken out. And then they come down and try to collapse all 3 on us, and they do it. Drop a good ultimate there. They do take out the Vox, but unfortunately, Ringo just stops and ults me down here. Cruel is working on that Ringo. But I don't think does he get the kill here? Can't remember actually. I think that Catherine actually stopped him. That Catherine stopped him from getting the kill. So he just wasn't able to do it with 2-on-1. But, we did defend him off pretty well there, where they couldn't really invade. And that was, again, all these fights are about is protecting farm or taking farm. And we did well enough that we were able to protect our farm. So as you'll see, all they got was, actually, I think Braden might actually pick up those fronts. We catch him down here in the jungle, but it's all three of them. So we just kind of fall back. Braden does rotate down, and then we decide we are going to engage here. But it's just a ring around the rosy. They moved up. We moved through. So we finally catch them in our tri-bush, or not our tri-bush, but our lane bush right there. Drop that ultimate and put a ton of damage onto this guy, or to this Catherine. She has to fall back, but they come up. They do take out our Cruel there on UC. Try that forward barrage, but they just sort of split on me. They try to come back and fight. I think they should have just kept running because I get the kill on this Ringo. He kind of holds still there, and it kind of threw me off a little bit because usually you're trying to make that forward barrage, which is a direction someone's going to go. But we get the kill on both of them, and that's going to leave us open to the gold mine, and from there into their jungle to take some of that. So again, just trying to take from them. That's what those fights are about. You win a fight, you take some jungle. That's do every time, and it builds up to the point where they can't win a fight anymore. Now, they do have two very strong heroes, especially late game. Ringo, Vox get built, and they are putting out incredible numbers. So that's what we were talking about earlier when I have to start basically building towards some defense, which I've already started to do. Because you see how quickly they're taking me down here. They do a two-man invade there, come into my jungle. I think they got one of my backs, but really not worth it to come in there after all that. Braden swaps out with Vox, which probably wasn't the worst thing ever. It just prevents them from taking what they want. That Catherine does stay and takes our minion mine, which is quite a bit of gold, but not the end of the world. Get bought up, again, buying more towards defense here. I did get my Sorrow Blade finished up, so I want to get that done for sure. Taking my minion mine back, and all my jungle just spawns right when I'm there. So again, that invade didn't get them up. I got a little bit of lag there, and somehow that forward barrage just goes off into space. Sometimes that happens. But take the backs and then get back up into the lane, trying to protect this turret. You see they're all, I believe, they're all here collapsing. Drop that ultimate, just trying to make sure that wave gets cleared out as quickly as possible. We don't want them to be able to dive this turret because they're, again, putting out so much damage. They could take it out pretty easily. We're waiting on Braden to get back up here, trying to clear those minions, keep that wave cleared. Look how low health UC is, and then all of a sudden this Vox comes in and just starts doing tremendous. Catherine stuns me up. I was probably a little bit too far out there. So I'm chunked down now, and then from there, this Vox just says, okay, I'm going to come in, and my silence is going to kill you. So that was that. Unfortunate that resonance, I think, bounced off of Braden onto me, and it just was bad news. They pretty much just outplayed us right there and got the turret. I think Braden fights out that Ringo. Yeah, he loses to that, so not our fight for sure. Come in, and they were in our jungle. That Vox was clearing it. I thought he was going to try to retreat back that way, but pretty good move by him. And from here, I know I cannot catch him. There's no way to catch a Vox. He's too slippery. So I just give up on it. He got my backs. It is what it is. Go back up in the lane, make sure that the turret's not getting taking damage, and then get ready for the next fight. So I've got 500 gold. I'm not sure really what I want to buy here. I'm sort of waiting again. I'm sort of in a conundrum because they're putting out this Vox in the jungle is putting out so much damage. I really don't know what to do. So they come in, they land that silence, and then right there, land up that stun onto the Catherine. But again, look at that. Look at the damage coming out of those two characters. Unfortunately enough, I did do quite a bit of damage to him, and then Braden comes in with his ultimate and is able to clear him up. He does die to the Vox there, but Cruel finishes that off, and then he's able to grab up the gold mine. So just again trying to stack that defense, trying to get. I think I got tier 2 of armor and shield now, so feeling a little bit better about my survivability. And I think I'm trying to build towards that monocle steel. Yes, that monocle steel, but I think I have to give it up here in a little bit. We'll see. Drop that ultimate down. Trying to stun up. Catherine walks around it, so just keeping them off of us. You know, again, they're really bursty, so we just want to make sure that they're walking through some damage if they're going to walk towards us. And right here, trying to decide how I'm going to progress on this build, having to build so many things defense-wise and all that. There I come in with a Series Strike just to reposition again. It's not, with this weapon power, Skye, it's not so much about your abilities doing the damage as it is making sure that you're in the right position and stunning them up with that ultimate or blocking them from going where they want to go. You see how that slows them down and allows just to finish them off there. I'm not getting a lot of kills, but I'm obviously involved in a lot of kills on this match. Seems like Braden and UC were getting a lot of the last hits, but that stuff really doesn't bother me. As long as we win the fights and we win the game, I don't care if I get 0 kills, as long as we're winning the team fights, which right now we are. Coming back up into the lane, we know that they're going to probably pursue here. And again, here's where I'm thinking, okay, I can't really progress anymore with my build. I bought that heavy weapon damage there. and I sort of had that extra damage, and I should have looked at it and probably built into like a tornado trigger or something. But when I ended up buying that way, I was sort of stuck with it. So I'm just double infusing, and pretty much for the rest of the match, that's what I do. You'll see right there a nice ultimate and a nice forward barrage again, taking out Vox and doing so much damage. You see Braden is poking onto that Catherine, and then that allows him to sort of step back, fire up that ultimate, and get those last 2 kills. So I died, but we won the fight, so that's all that matters. Braden pushes forward, takes out that turret. I think I might get one. No, I think he's just going to push into this next turret, and from there fall back. So I'm back up. Again, just making sure I'm infused all the time. I could have brought that breaking point, but breaking point just not really what I need right now. I just, for some reason, I thought on this match, and I could be wrong, but I thought this match, my best bet is just to stay double infused, keep that defense up. There you see Ringo picks me out of the crowd, ultimates me. Catherine comes in and she starts doing this. She starts really overstepping, and so Braden and I just delete her. And because we have a Cruel as a support, he can sort of live long enough to we can get Catherine down, and then it's 2v2. And with the damage that we're doing, we feel like we probably have the advantage because they've probably used their ultimates already. And Braden just fires his ult up. And then Vox right here, I'm not sure what he was doing, trying to prevent us from taking the farm or something, but he dies, get the ace, get the backs, and then come up and take out this Kraken and get ready to push into their base, into their turrets. It goes down pretty quickly between Braden and I. He has to fall back. He's tanking it up there, but we get that Kraken buff. We'll be all good. Again, looking at what I could buy, there's several things on the table there, but I decide that my best bet, double infuse, and I actually go ahead and buy up the Journey Boost just to move faster, have more health. I know I'm not buying any more items as far as inline items this game. We both get hit by that Ringo ultimate, but just delete that Vox, and a lot of damage going on to that Catherine right there. You see Braden firing up the ultimate again, chasing down the Ringo. Does not get him. Ringo actually turns around and gets the kill onto Braden there, but we do get the next turret very easily. So we have a pretty healthy Kraken pushing into the base here. So we're pretty happy with the Kraken push here, getting those 2 kills, and obviously getting these turrets. We want one more turret out of this. So we kind of go in. Ringo's playing it pretty smart here. He comes in, just targets me directly. I drop my ultimate on it and try to put a little damage onto him. UC almost gets him, but has to fall back himself. Then they have to turn their attention to the Kraken. He gets pretty good damage onto that last turret, but obviously not going to get it down. We're feeling good now, though. Again, just looking at my build, trying to decide. I'm thinking, okay, maybe that Atlas, but I mean, how am I going to land an Atlas as a Skye onto that Ringo? I know it's not going to happen. I'm really just sort of debating this entire match. I know I was already infused, but just retouch it up, make sure that it's going to last to the end of the fight. We know we can push right into their jungle. We're just looking for a fight, basically. Come down, and there they are. I have a scout mine. They know we're coming. But again, this Catherine does the same thing. Just kind of gets out in front of us, has to walk into my ultimate, and between Brady and myself, we just take it out, and they know what's going to happen here. They know that it's 2v3 at this point because Cruel just is able to last long enough. So Ringo bails. Vox is not able to get away because Cruel has that shiver. Actually, he just got the shiver still, but Cruel has him locked down there. He picks that up, and it's 3v1. We're going into that last turret. We know that we probably should win game here. Just making sure to clear it out. He does ultimate onto Scarf there. Try to lock him down with that ultimate right there, but he just sort of walks around it. It gets back into his base, but the damage is done. The turret's down. We're focusing onto the vein there. Just putting a tremendous amount of damage on it. A couple more shots, boom, it's gone, and that is game. So there you go. Weapon Power Skye, definitely a viable thing. Pretty good counter to it because of so much poke and all that they had, but we get the job done. You see on that support, Cruel goes with the Warhorn, the Fountain, and the Atlas. He was trying to put that Atlas onto that Ringo, and then having that Shiver still at the very end there. Scarf, normal Scarf build on this Weapon Power Skye. Again, I usually go Sorrow Blade, then a Monocle with some attack speed, and just get like an Aegis. And then maybe some armor towards the end of the game, but they didn't allow me to do that. We were just putting too much damage. I had to live through some team fights to help us out, so I picked those up earlier and just kept myself infused. Looking at their team, Catherine went with a Contraption, which is a pretty strange pickup in my opinion. Would have been better for her to have a Warhorn to help that Vox close the gap and get in on that Scarf. But she went with that. The Fountain had an Atlas to try to put onto, I'm assuming, our Cruel, although that was, he was a support. He wasn't doing a whole lot of damage. Vox, normal Vox build, and Ringo, normal Ringo build. There you go, guys. Hope you liked it. Until next time, Jake, doing my best to help you guys suck less.